Saucer Campground, 10 miles. Casey sighed as she read the sign. In 10 miles, she'd be stuck at the campground near Saucer, Washington, with her parents and the girl who people at her middle school called Sasquatch Girl. This would not be a fun vacation. She tried one last time. "We could turn around, you know," she said to her mom, who was driving. Her dad turned around in the passenger seat and grinned. "We could," he said. "But we won't," her mom finished. Then they both high-fived. Casey sighed again. She hated it when they were so completely on the same page. "I barely know Abby," Casey said, flipping her long blonde hair behind her shoulder. "Why couldn't you just go with her parents? They're your best friends, not mine. Just because Abby and I are the same age doesn't mean we're friends, you know." Her dad turned around again, his face serious. "Abby's parents say she's having a hard time at school lately, getting teased by people. It's hard enough being 13 without also getting teased. Would it kill you to be nice?" Casey crossed her arms over her chest. "Would it kill her to be less weird?" she mumbled, but didn't say anything more. Her dad was right. Abby, Sasquatch Girl, had started to get a lot of attention at school lately. The wrong kind of attention. Casey had watched Abby get her book slammed out of her hands and her locker decorated with pictures of the Loch Ness Monster and the Yeti. But she didn't feel that bad. Why couldn't Abby just be a little less weird? She just talked about strange creatures and supernatural things all the time. She wore crystal earrings and dyed her hair black. She practically brought it on herself. Her mom took an exit off the highway and turned onto a narrow road lined by trees. The shadows of their branches stretched like fingers over the concrete. There were no cars. Anywhere. The sudden shift felt creepy, as if they turned onto a road on a completely different planet. On the side of the road, an old hand-drawn sign read, "Saucer Campground, 3 miles. Turn right in 1 mile." The trees on the left-hand side began to thin and a big open area came into view. It had a gravel road that led to a rickety old amusement park. From what Casey could see, a small wooden roller coaster sat next to a dingy Ferris wheel. There were booths for carnival games and shuttered up food carts. Casey also saw a long one-story building with a UFO funhouse sign. At the entrance to the whole park, a huge worn-down sign read, "Come see our UFO, unbelievably fun oasis." "Hey Casey, that might be fun," her mom said. "Maybe Abby wants to go there." Casey had to admit the amusement park sounded like more fun than being stuck in the forest with 2 sets of parents and a tent with no bathroom, even if it did mean hang out with Abby. "Yeah, maybe," Casey said and shrugged. "I'll think about it." Her mom turned right on the bumpy, unpaved road. Casey gritted her teeth as they bounced along, hoping she wouldn't lose her lunch. After what felt like hours, her mom finally turned into a smoother, grassy area where another car sat. Her parents' friends, Kate and Dorothy Kelly, were squatting around a pile of metal posts sitting on the ground. Abby stood over them, her body posture oozing awkwardness. She looked up when Casey's car pulled up. Tracy thought she saw Abby's eyes narrowed. Once they were parked, Tracy's parents promptly burst out of the car yelling hellos to Tate and Dorothy. They'd been friends for years and years, and just recently the Kellys had moved to Bellevue, Washington. Now they had to do things together all the time, it seemed. Tracy took a deep breath. She knew she had to get out of the car. Maybe it wouldn't be so hard after all. Maybe staying a few nights in some creepy dark woods with a weird doll she barely knew would be fun. She groaned, reluctantly opened the door, and stepped out 1 foot at a time slowly. Tracy joined her parents by Kate and Dorothy. She tucked her hands into the black pockets of her jeans. She looked towards Abby. "Hi, Abby," she said, clearing her throat. Abby stared at her with huge eyes. She wore a lot of black eyeliner and a crystal dangled from a shoulder around her neck. She did some motion with her shoulder and grunted. Tracy supposed that meant hi. This is going to be a long vacation, Tracy thought.